Life Coach CW back at y'all. I am back. I am back. Listen here. I am live. Yes, I am. I told y'all what my New Year's resolution was. I was going to be live at y'all much as possible. I'm seeking to start the Urban Streets BOP Becoming Me podcast on YouTube. But yet I'm going to go live here on, well, I'm fortunate, shall I say, to be going live on TikTok. I guess you need so many followers and things of that nature. So, of course, y'all have made that possible, allowing me to be able to go live because a lot of y'all have begun to follow me. And I always give shout out to y'all and be very appreciative of y'all for making it happen, for allowing me to be able to be going live right now. Shoot, I didn't go live upon my own will. Shoot, y'all made that happen for me. Shoot, so let's just be clear. A lot of people don't give y'all, the people, the followers, the shout out they deserve because a lot of the things that be happening with a lot of these social media platform people is that they get so big headed, they come up in the game that they really forget about who really made them. And in this situation, the people that make you is your followers. So if your followers make you, whether they haters or whether they, motivators, either way it go, no matter what, they following you, and for that alone, they got to be given. You all got to be saluted. So I don't never get bigger than my bridges. I always let my followers know I appreciate y'all. I'm not gonna even lie to you. What I'm here today to talk about, what we should be talking about today, and what we need to always be talking about forever is Katt Williams' interview. We need to be talking about this forever. You hear me? This should never not be talked about. But what I want to talk about is the truth of the matter is that although we heard of Shannon Harp, although we heard of this Shannon Harp guy, this NFL player, great NFL player, became a sports analyst on, I think it was Fox. Now he on ESPN, First Take, or things of that nature. But other than that, didn't nobody really know about the Shannon Sharpe, Shay-Shay podcast show. Well, his podcast we thought was just like everybody else's little podcast. Hey, they started another podcast. Or how I look at it is that people like Shannon Sharpe or people like these people like what they call themselves, the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, or the Drink Champs podcast, or now the Cameron and Mace podcast. These podcasts, to some extent, used to be about the smaller man, the man at the bottom trying to get into the game and get seen and get heard and make his little hustle and get his little money on. The podcast game at its initial fruition or coming to being, people look down on you if you had a podcast or was seeking to do podcasts and the things of that nature, or come with some type of creative content, but somehow podcast has become the big thing. Everybody looking for the big contract, even with podcasts, the people willing to sell their souls, even to be the number one podcaster and things of that nature. So before Katt Williams went on the Shannon Sharpe Shay-Shay show, we just heard about the Shannon Sharpe podcast like any old other podcast. He gets celebrities on there and they talk about whatever and things of that nature. And who really cares, what they really talking about? Because they're not talking about what the people want to hear. We hear about these same regurgitated rappers and entertainers going to different podcasts over and over and over and over, saying the same repetitive things. None of these podcasts is really getting to the meat of things or getting down to what's really going on and tell me what it is and straighten the situation out, and let's just rely on truth. Let's rely on God. Let's rely on this thing from the standpoint that where we need to rely on it from. And so Shannon Sharpe brought Katt Williams onto his show. And as we know, Katt Williams was one of the ones that had been blackballed or outlisted from the in crowds because he chose to take a certain stance in life, because he chose to stand on certain principles and morals in life, because he chose to choose integrity over, you know, being treated like a woman. So what Katt Williams said on the Shay-Shay show was very, very important, because what he told Shannon Sharpe when Shannon Sharpe began to get nervous, and, oh man, I wonder if I might not even have my show tomorrow. You know, Shannon Sharpe began to worry like maybe these people might come shut me down. Maybe I'm gonna have to be, you know, on the circuit saying something, whatever they smack on my name and smack on his name right now. So Shannon Sharpe began to get worried. You know, and Katt Williams had to check the situation. Katt Williams had to let him know, man, listen, I'm establishing this podcast. I'm establishing this on truth. I'm establishing your podcast under truth. Oprah will have to come here. Oprah will have to come here and confess her truth. That's what he said. If you listen to what Katt Williams said to Shannon Sharpe on that podcast that day, overall what he was saying, he still told even Shannon Sharpe, you know, I'm surprised you'll be dealing with these type of people. But even if you are dealing with these type of people, then we're going to establish your podcast on truth moving forward here on out. And that's what Katt Williams did. Katt Williams put on the Shay-Shay show. Katt Williams put on Shannon Sharpe, because even Shannon Sharpe didn't even know how big the show was going to be. He wasn't even ready. He wasn't even prepared. That's how real this was. That's how real Katt Williams was, and kept it real. But see, one thing you got out of the Shay-Shay podcast show with Katt Williams on it, one thing you got out of was the fact that Katt Williams made the Shay-Shay show the $1 Million Game worth of show and the Drink Champs show all in one. You hear what I just said? I said that when Katt Williams came on Shannon Sharpe Shay-Shay podcast, he turned the Shay-Shay podcast into $1 Million worth of game and the Drink Champs all in one. See, $1 Million worth of game podcast don't really give you $1 Million worth of game. The $1 Million worth of game podcast do not keep it real. The $1 Million worth of game that they're supposed to be giving us, or they say they're about, they don't give you that game. They regurgitate rappers and regurgitate the same things and the same questions over and over and over and over again. They haven't brought $1 Million worth of game to that podcast to give to the people, their people, the people who's following them, which is black people, which is the original natives, the original people. They are not allowed, after being given $100 million contract. After being given $100 million contract, they're not giving over $100 million worth of game to the people. That is fraudulent. That is not being real. They are lying to the people. The title is a lie. $1 Million worth of game. There's nothing. They haven't fed the people $1 Million worth of game. They haven't gave the people the real estate. They haven't gave their people the real estate game. They haven't gave their people the oil game. They haven't gave their people the import export game. They haven't gave their people where you get your clothes and your shoes made in these factories over in these different countries for a penny on the dollar. They haven't gave us the game on the stock market. They haven't gave you the game on just the relevant game right now. How you get your $100 million black man. I'm gonna tell you how to get your $100 million black man for your podcast. I'm gonna teach you how to get $100 million worth of game podcast. How about that? But the $100 million worth of game podcast don't give you no game like that. They don't allow people like the Katt Williams on their show to give you real game, to tell you what's really going on, to tell you what's going on, how I come to expose these people lies. These people that we look up to, that we idolize, that we worship. Katt Williams came and exposed these people. And that what made solidify the Shay-Shay podcast as the podcast of truth. As a podcast of truth. When you come on the Shay-Shay podcast, everything gonna be fact checked. Because everybody fact checking everything Katt Williams said. Everybody's fact-checking that right now. The people, the followers, is fact-checking what Katt Williams saying. And so anybody that come on after Katt Williams has got to be fact-checked. But see, he made it to Drink Champs as well because he was on there drinking and telling the truth. People say, oh, he was drunk. And he said, no, I only had one drink no different than you, Shannon Sharpe. I ain't had a lot of drinks on here. I'm speaking from a place of truth. I'm speaking from a place of God. Everything I say, I stand behind God on what I'm saying. I'm God's people. I'm God's chosen one. I ain't worried about what these people talking about. And see, when you stand on your foundation that's backed by God, then you can't be touched. Because now, as I told y'all in my last live, as I told y'all about TD Jakes, the same thing applies to everyone that responded to Katt Williams. When TD Jakes came to try to clean up things on his name, for him to be up under the entity of God, for him to be a great so-called preacher, for him to be a great bishop up under the entity of God, meaning, yeah, it's his duty. It's his job. It's his duty and his job to maintain a certain level of integrity, to maintain a certain level of honesty, to maintain a certain level of loyalty, to maintain a certain image, to maintain many of things that apply up under the entity of the Most High. When you are a representative, when you call yourself one of the representatives of the Most High, it's your duty. It was T.D. Jakes' duty up under the entity of the Most High to check the situation. And the only way you check the situation is telling the people that only God could be my witness. And sadly for us, Ricky Smiley. Sadly for us, Ricky Smiley. Sadly for us, Ludacris, the rapper. Sadly for us, none of these celebrities that he spoke about, these entertainers that he spoke about, came out and said that he was lying. None of them came out and said that Katt Williams is lying on my name, and I will check the situation whenever I see him in my life. Ludacris never came forward and said he's lying on my name, and I'm going to check the situation when I see him. Then none of them come forward and say he's lying on my name, and I'm going to check the situation when I see him. Steve Harvey didn't come forward and say he's lying on my name, and I'm going to check the situation when I see him. Just on the principles of just being a man. Just on the principles of being a man, I'm going to have to check the situation when I see him. But then none of them come out like that. Then none of them say they're going to check the situation when they see Katt Williams. Why is that? Think about that. $1 million worth of game. Think about that, Drink Champs. Why didn't no one come out and say, I'm going to check the situation when I see that man? Because for real, up under the laws of man, this man is running around here saying foul things on my name and lying on my name. By law, when I see him, I'm supposed to be able to hit him in his mouth for lying on my name. If Katt Williams is lying on these men, making up these stories, telling the people what it is, we are idol worshiping these people. These people are fraudulent. These people have sold and went to another level of life that is non-permissible in the ways of the Most High. We should not be indulging with these people because these people is on another level of the game. And he's not saying he's perfect. But what he's saying is that the things that they want us to indulge ourselves in, how they want to silence us in certain ways, how they dictate these people's lives, that this entity that's behind them, that's controlling them, is the very same entity. It's the same very entity that put drugs and guns in black people communities. This is the same entity that put nothing but drugs and guns in black people communities to keep us deaf, dumb, and blind. These are the same people that have the urban communities economically disembarred from thriving. Think about this. And when people like the man at the bottom trying to climb up the ladder, trying to start his podcast, get his streaming service up and rolling, taking his little money, he done conjured up some of these guys that conjured up drug money and all type of money to buy their little cameras and play for their little promotion, to come up in the podcast game. And then you have these busters, these bullies that was already been in the game, like Cameron and Mace. They come in seeking to be ESPN slash Sports Center slash Wendy Williams type shows. Think about this, man. This is what they seeking to sell to people. They seeking to knock the little man that's trying to climb up the ladder out the way and use their money and influence to beat the little man. You know, they didn't make it a fair fight. You know, they didn't make it a fair fight. They just hop in the game and, jump in front of everybody. They didn't climb from the bottom to the top. Yeah, they climb from the bottom to the top of the rap game. Stay in the rap game and continuously rap. You getting over in the podcast game, getting in people's way, and then you don't even vouch for nobody. Then you don't bring up a podcaster that was up under you was trying to get on. Then you don't do that for them. Come on, man. We got to do better, man. We got to do better. But the fact that Katt Williams was able to go on the Shay-Shay podcast and speak truth to power, the fact that podcast was, the fact that, and I don't want to take anything from Shannon Sharpe. Let me be clear. I got to be clear because he established his podcast fair and square, and he jumped ahead. Even Stephen A. Smith is behind Shannon Sharpe. So let's just be clear. I'm not saying that Katt Williams made Shannon Sharpe's show, but he put Shannon Sharpe's show in another league. That's what I'm saying. I want to be clear. I want to say that. I don't want to repeat that again. I am not saying that Shannon Sharpe didn't build his podcast from the mud, the Shay-Shay show from the mud of what he established it, from the mud he established it from. He did that fair and squarely. His podcast is fair and square. He was in competition with a lot of other podcast entertainer people who was seeking to shine over him. But what Shannon Sharpe did, he made a strategic move to bring someone on his show differently than these other podcast men has been bringing on their shows, because who these podcasters like the $1 million worth of game and the drink tramps. They don't want, if you too controversial, and if you might jump out there like Kanye and say something too controversial, they scared because they up under them contracts. They're up under them contracts, so you have to be limited on what you really could say. You can see that how Noriega went on apologize a campaign for bringing Kanye onto his show, and because of what Kanye said, he had to go apologize for what Kanye said. You follow me? So that let you know that he's tied in with the system, and he sold his soul to as well, because he wasn't able to stand up and protect himself. He wasn't able to stand up and say, "Man, this is my show. I do what I want to do. Can't nobody tell me nothing." And all doing and Shannon Sharpe the Shay-Shay show. Katt Williams was very articulate, and he understood how to place his words and and who to target to create momentum, or to create noise about what's going on in the industry. But Katt Williams shined the light directly on certain particular men, and as T.I. said, bring them out. Bring them out. It's hard to yell when the what? Bring them out. It's hard to yell when the what? That's what T.I. told him. Bring them out. That's what Katt Williams did. Bring them out. It's hard to yell when the what? Katt Williams did that, man. He went on the Shay-Shay podcast show, and he brought him out. All of them responded to him. And all of them responded to him in a childlike, immature manner. All of them responded to him. Instead of, like I said, TD Jakes, all TD Jakes had to do for the people. All TD Jakes had to do was come clean, man. All TD Jakes had to do was say, man, hey, they got me. I'm asking for a pardon. I'm coming to the people asking for a pardon. You got me. I indulged in a way of life I shouldn't have indulged in, and for that, hey, I'm only human and I've made my mistakes and I'm asking for forgiveness to the people. Because that's who I speak to, the people. That's who I deal with, the people. That's who God had me focused on, the people. And if I have wronged myself before the people and indulged in a way of life up under the entity of God that shine a light on me, that disgrace me to the people, I have to come clean to the people. That's all TD Jakes had to do, man. Just come clean to the people, TD Jakes. Just, hey, man, I was at a party too. I hung out. I indulged. I shouldn't have indulged. I shouldn't have indulged. Hey, I went astray a little bit. I'm getting back on the path. I turned everything over to my daughter because I had went astray. I didn't want to continue to be before you all because, hey, I did what I did and I know I was wrong and I knew it was gonna come out. It so happened it has come out, and I'm asking for forgiveness. I'm asking for a pardon. That's all I'm asking for. Same thing with the people that Katt Williams shined the light on. Same thing with those people. You may know you have went astray. You may know you have done the people wrong. You may know you have been gatekeepers in certain areas of life to your own people. You people know you have sacrificed your own people. You people know that this is your time is up. The book tells you your time is up. When God say the time, when God say He's going to reveal revelation through man, that means your time is up. Come out of her, my people. Go to Revelations. Go to the book. The book tell you this. Go back to God. It's all going to go back to God. We all going to go back to God. Everything, every situation could go back and relate back to God. Come out of her, my people. For you do not indulge in her ways. For her ways are sinful. For her ways are adulterous. For her ways are sickening. Go read Revelations. Go read the book. The book tells you what it is. It's happening right now. The book tells us don't idol worship. Do not become an idol. And tell the people do not worship anybody other than the Most High. Everybody else, you just keep as fanfare. That's why Tupac always tried to be with the people. That's why DMX always tried to be with the people. Even when he went astray, he still tried to get back. He get back to the people. Man, I'm wrong. I messed up. I got to get back to I got to be a mortal man. Kanye understand that. I got to get back to some way being a mortal man because I have went astray. I have to get back. I have to repent. I have to get back to God. I got to get back to this. That's all Kanye been trying to do. And Katt Williams, the same thing on the Shay-Shay Williams show. What did Katt Williams speak on? Katt Williams told us over and over and over, I'm God's child. I stand on God. I stand by God. My foundation is God. When a man telling you that his foundation is God, how else can you contest him? When he tell you that until he show you anything other than that. When he's standing there speaking truth on shining light on ways and ideologies and ideals that are disruptive to a certain group of people and a certain race of men, that men have to sell themselves in certain ways in order to feed their families, and men are going for that, that needs to be brought to the people. It's we the people, man. The people run this. The people run this. No one else run this. That's what we fail to understand in these days of time. The people have a say so. When they ran up in January, when January 6th happened and the people ran up into the Capitol, they tried to say those people were thugs, and those people, one of those people thugs and those people was police officers, ex-army men, judges. You had Supreme Court justices, wives down there. You had doctors, lawyers. You had all type of politicians involved in it. You had a lot of great-minded peoples down there on January 6th. It wasn't a bunch of thugs and criminals down there. But what those people understand and what those people still understand is that the people run this. Don't nobody else run this show. All the people that's up in the White House, all the people that's down in D.C., all these politicians, all these local politicians, all these local governments, they have forgotten. And that's the message that's going to get sent in 2024. That's the message that's going to get sent to everyone, to all politicians, to all corruption, to all sickness, to all pedophile people who's dealing with kids, to all people that's idol worshiping, to all people that's seeking to be an idol, to all people that's seeking to sell themselves to Satan for diamonds and pearls and jewels, to all the people who's thinking that the material life is the way of life, to all the people who thinking fame is, you must treat yourself in a certain type of way for a certain type of fame. You must indulge in a certain type of way of life for certain levels of fame. The people make you famous. The people make you who you are. And you realize that what? When it's time for you to be on your own, when it's time for them to let you loose, when it's time for you, when they tell you it's all on you now, baby. You got to make it happen. You got to fend for yourself. You got to keep your own image up. Because you know why? We finna let all the dirt out on you. And when we let all the dirt out on you, you're able to fend for yourself once we let all the dirt out on you, P. Diddy. P. Diddy, are you able to fend for yourself once we let all the dirt out on you? Are you gonna be able to still, are you gonna be able to control the media, the narrative in the media about yourself? Are we gonna afford you the opportunity to use revolt as the media campaign to keep your image clean? Because even though the list is going to come out, it has come out about the Epstein Island, about who was on the Epstein Island flight list several times, many a times, we still control the media to keep that at bay to a certain extent. Whereas you don't control the media, but P. Diddy failed to realize he could control social media. He could control the narrative of his own situation. Man, I appreciate y'all logging in, joining in with me. I told y'all that I see my New Year's resolution is to come to y'all live more on TikTok. Start the Urban Streets BOP Becoming Me podcast. You said that's a long name, Urban Streets BOP Becoming Me. Yeah, I was from the urban streets. I ran with Larry Hoover, the Gangsta Disciples. I went from that to growth and development. Evolved from that to spirituality. Evolved from spirituality into a Muslim. From evolving into a Muslim into an activist. From evolving into an activist to evolving into a social media influencer. So it's all about continuously evolving, spreading truthful and relevant information, being honest and straightforward, standing on the laws and policies of the Most High as much as you possibly can. And when you deviate from that, always seek to get back to that, and always seek repentance, and always seek forgiveness through one whom you have harmed, or one you have brought harm to. You always seek repentance through these ways. And if one don't accept your forgiveness, then you know that you have repented before the Most High, and you continue to move forward in life. So the facts of this live stream today, what I'm speaking on this live stream today is one, Katt Williams. Katt Williams put the Shay-Shay podcast in a league of its own. Katt Williams did establish the Shay-Shay podcast as a truth zone. No one should get on the Shay-Shay podcast after this, faking, as they say, capping. Moving forward, I think $1 Million Worth of Game podcast and the Drink Champs podcast podcast to bring more relevant content to the people and not that low vibration control content. Also, I think moving forward, I will be drink champs and $1 million worth of game advisors because I am I'm in a position of I don't have nothing to lose. I'm not tied in with nobody. I don't have no contract with nobody. Everything I'm like, even though I get on Mace and Cam, I think, they use their influence to get in the game and get situated a little bit quicker than the average. And for that, I think they should look back on some of the men and some of the women who has established podcasts and seek to bring those people forward a little bit, shine a little bit more light on them. I do like the way they have tried to shape their show. I'm not a hater. I'm gonna be 100. I think Mace and Cam is a good combination. I think Joe Budden has used more of his influence and power than any podcast, period. Although I do believe Joe Budden do have good points of views and he stand on what he stand on. I like that about him. But I think Joe Budden do not support other podcasters in any type of way. Or any streamers. I think he could bring more podcast men on his show or influencers on his show and interview them as well and get them a little shine and see where they mind at and allow them to set down a truth zone on his podcast. Who gonna set down the truth zone on my podcast? I'm gonna set down the truth zone. I'm gonna just be raw and gutty and truthful. Cause once again, when one don't have anything to lose, one could be raw and gutty. I haven't sold myself to no one. I don't owe nobody anything. So, I do believe that the Shay-Shay podcast is in the league of its own now. And I think that all other podcasts is going to have to fall up under Shannon Sharpe, because of the fact that Shannon Sharpe allowed one to come on his show and keep it real and be 100. And the facts of the matter is that when people speak, when God sent his messenger to speak to the people, it's all on the people to heed the message and move out accordingly. No matter if the person black or white, whatever color the person may be, it's neither here nor there, because the truth don't have no color on it. The truth gonna stand alone. And that's what the truth is doing. And that's what the truth is about to continually do. All 2024, the truth gonna stand alone. And that's what one must come to accept, even moving out in your own personal life. All y'all who done joined in. When you moving out in your own personal life, y'all should be able to know, man, the truth gonna stand alone. When you come lying to me and faking, I'm going to know what it is. And I'm going to have to call you on it. Because all the days of lying and faking is over with. All the days of straddling the fence is over with. All the days of not being 100 with me is over with. That's all basically God is saying to the people. Not man saying anymore. Because man been saying, I'm tired of you lying. I'm tired of you faking. I'm tired of you not being 100. I'm tired of people using me. I'm tired of this game we playing. I'm tired of this oppression. I'm tired of this injustice. I'm tired of this lying to the people. I'm tired of this hypocrisy. I'm tired of the establishment keeping me as a second-rate, third-rate, fourth-rate citizen. I'm tired of all of that. And God feel and hear the cries of his people. And the cries of his people awaken within the people. And the people begin to stand up. The people begin to fight. The people begin to march out. The people begin to build different. The people begin to address situations differently. No different than black peoples, the Native Americans, the original people in Chicago, is standing up now against the immigration, against immigrants receiving $9,000. The black people, the original people, the natives, the original people of those communities that the white establishment, the political elite seeking to take from Black America or the Native Americans, wrestle people out of their land and wrestle people out of their homes, up under foreclosures and liens and tax liens and and just straight out swindle you out of your property, as they doing right now with my grandmama house, 2050 West 76th Street. Yeah, I said it, 2050 West 76th Street. They trying to wrestle the family out of the property. They didn't allow a Ponzi scheme to go on with the title of the home, and lying, saying that my family had the house in reverse mortgage, and we seek to get the house back. They tell us we can't get the house back. They just taking the house. They just took the house from us. That's what they're doing to all Native Americans, the original people, Black people, and all these communities that they once called the ghettos, but now they want them. But now they want to gentrify them and say these areas are nice areas. Yeah, they are nice areas. They've always been nice areas. That's why our forefathers put us in these areas. That's why we was in these areas. That's why when y'all was doing land allotment, when America was doing land allotment through the Dawes Act, they were seeking to allot land to the natives, which was Black people, and they were seeking to give us the worst land. They were seeking the good land where they could where you could do cultivating, and they thought was where you could grow things better at. You know, the land that you could do more farming at. You know, that was the land that the white man was taking, and he was giving the cheap land. They thought that was cheap land to the Blacks or the Native Americans, which was us. And so we wind up and they gave us the reservations, that land, all these urban communities that we are in right now, that they call the ghettos, was the reservations that they gave Black people, the original people, because it's just supposed to be barren land. It wasn't worth nothing. You can't grow nothing on that land. You can't do nothing on that land. Ain't nothing you can do on that land, really, really. That's why there's no farms in the inner cities like that. That's why they gave us that land. That's how we wind up in that area like that. That is the facts of the matter. So all these places that they call the ghettos, where you be like, man, ain't nothing down here. Ain't no. It's nothing going on economically. It's nothing going on empowering. It's nothing. It's just a dark place. Yeah, a dark place economically wise, but it's a thriving place. It's a thriving place because these communities, majority of these communities, where you find the people who are poor, the people who are homelessness, is right by what? The downtown areas, the most commuted areas, where most people have to go to work. The most thrivingest areas you have to pass through, so-called ghettos of America. So my point being is that's why Black people found themselves in these communities. But Black people built these communities up and make these communities into thriving communities. And then once we turned all these communities into the Black Wall Streets, because all these communities that you find that was once ghetto, that they called the ghettos, was the Black Wall Streets, was the Black Meccas. So we built these communities up. Then they hated on us. They hated because as they was cultivating land, we was buying stuff from them, having our own grocery stores, having our own businesses, having our own restaurants. We was empowering ourselves. That's when we was talking about segregate, desegregate, or integrating. We had already had our thriving communities before they came and burnt them all down. We was the Indians. They came to the Black people communities, the ghettos, and burnt those communities down after they killed Martin Luther King, after they killed Malcolm X, after they killed all our great leaders. They came into our communities and burnt our buildings down and left them barren because they hated how we was living. And now, right now, they done wrestle everybody, majority of the natives and the Blacks in those communities, the original peoples, out of their land and their property. Right now, my family going through it. 2050 West 76th Street. The banks that wrestle us up out of our grandmama, our big mama house. And I ain't talking about the Martin Lawrence big mama. I'm talking about the real big mama. I ain't talking about the Martin Lawrence running around here like a lady, running around here looking like he my big mama. I'm talking about the real big mama. Okay, let's be clear on that. I hate the Martin Lawrence Big Mama because that's a man. Let's just be clear on that. All of us that took our kids to see that endorsed and that was wrong. Me, myself was wrong. So let's check the situation when we wrong. We ain't supposed to be indulging in that. We ain't supposed to be going to watch that. We ain't supposed to be on none of that type of time. Especially if you talking about you up under some type of entity of God. You got to check yourself anyway. And if you still watching that stuff and laughing at that stuff and thinking it's funny, you wrong. Especially if you a black man. If you getting on TV watching Martin Lawrence, acting like Shannon, whatever, Eddie Murphy and all these dudes dressing up like women and parading themselves like women before black men, and we accepted that, we was wrong, man. We got to check ourselves for that, man. We was flat out wrong. We should never supported that. We should never supported that. We got black women that was out of jobs that could have been acting those roles out. We got black men putting on dresses and parading themselves like women. Yeah, we talking about we backed by Jesus. We backed by God. Come on, man. This is hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy, man. But once again, you got to smile. You got to hold your head up. You got to stay motivated and dedicated all day, every day to know that without people like me, without people like you, without us standing up, moving out on the energy and the will and the hunting of our forefathers that's rising up through us, the hunting of our forefathers, and I continuously tell y'all that over and over and over. The hunting of my forefathers is before America. The hunting of my forefathers is before America. The blood that drips in the streets of America of MLK, the blood that drips in the streets of America of Malcolm X, the blood that drips in the streets. When they assassinated my general, Fred Hampton, when they assassinated my general, Fred Hampton, his blood still dripped in the streets of America. And they are hunting America through people like me. They are hunting America through people like me. They are hunting America through people like Katt Williams. They are hunting America through people like Charleston White. They are hunting America by the podcasters who's speaking up and standing on truth and ain't standing up and ain't backing down to nobody and no power that comes to them. No, they marginalize us. They marginalize us on these social media platforms. They don't allow us to. They don't allow us to thrive on these social media platforms. Oh no, who is this? Talk to me.
What's up, bro?
Talk to me.
What up, man? What up?
Talk to me. Can I hear you? Hear me? Can't hear nobody.
What'd you say, bro?
And can I hear you? You just speak on. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
Yeah, it's on. My speaker on. You can hear me now? My speaker on.
Okay, I hear you now. I got you now. Talk to me. How you doing?
What's up? What's up?
Talk to me.
What the hell going on?
I guess I lost them. I don't know what happened there. But if you're seeking to join me, join me on the topic immediately, and let's discuss what your question is. If you're gonna join me with your question on your head, and let's go from there. How about that? Life Coach CW here. My topic is right now about it's nothing but truth in 2024. My topic is about the Shay-Shay podcast and Katt Williams establishing it as the podcast of truth. That's what he said on there to Shay-Shay, to Shannon Sharpe when he began to get nervous about the things that Katt Williams was speaking on. So I'm saying that all podcasts need to need to follow suit. And if you bringing people on your podcast just to be bringing people on your podcast for frivolous, industry gossip and bull crap like that, in these days and times we ain't with that. We need to know what's going on, because the people is following certain particular peoples. Peoples are looking up to certain particular peoples, and people is not seeking to be following and looking up and indulge and being a part of a world that is sickening and disrespectful before God. Let's just be clear on that. Okay? Because there's a lot of people, a lot of these actors, a lot of these entertainers position themselves, and the entity itself position these people as leaders and spokesmen for races of people, as leaders and spokesmen for black people or the Native Americans, the original people. They put these people in position, but yet these people's lives are very, very ungodly like. And if you're an original person, if you're a native, if you're a black person, if you're an original person of this land, then you know by all means that the Most High God come first and foremost. The laws and policies and the principalities of God come first and foremost. And I ain't talking about the fake. I'm not talking about the fake God. I'm not talking about the man-made God. I'm talking about the true and living God. I'm talking about the true and living God, the original man, the native, the black man. That's what I'm talking about. Let's just be clear on who I'm talking about. Because if we talking about anybody else, I don't know about anybody else. I don't know about nobody else being original. I don't know about nobody else, standing on truth. I don't know nobody else standing on peace. I don't know nobody else standing on love. I don't know nobody else. I know that to be the original people stands. I know that to be the original religion, peace. I know that to be the original religion. If you go into the books, that was the only religion that ever existed was peace. That every great person, every great messenger, every great prophet, every great person that ever came before us, they stood on peace. The original religion was peace. That's all it was. We ain't understand nothing else. I'm a Baptist. I'm a Buddhist. I'm a Christian. I'm a Muslim. I'm a Sunni. I'm Arabic. I'm Mexican. Ain't nobody care about none of that. Nobody care about none of that. The original man established it all on one thing: peace. That's the fact. That's truth. And when they came over to America and seen us over here, we was over here already operating under peace. The native, the original, the black man was already over here in America, operating under peace. When they traveled over here to America and seen us here living good, doing our thing already, they came with the guns. They came with the handcuffs. They came with the whips. They came with the chains. They came with the diseases. They came with the germs. They came with all that. We was already pure. That's why they use our DNA. That's why they use our DNA. That's why they research us. That's why they want our bones. That's why they want our organs. That's why they want us, because they know we the original. They know they live through us. This is a fact. You can research this yourself. If you don't know this to be true, then I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry that you don't know this information, that you're not privy to this information. I'm sorry to tell you this. But I'm not no super educated person. I don't know much about much, to be honest with you. But I do know truths of the matter. And I do know who I am. I do know who I am. I know that much. I don't know about who you know you to be. But I know who I am. I know where I originated from. I know where my forefathers originated from. I know where they at. I know where they existed at. Life Coach CW, man, I'm about to end. If anybody have any questions, who we got on here? How you doing, Dre? Dre, how you doing? Stevenson Clark, you joined me. Thank you, man. I don't know, Aurelia Martinez, how you doing? I know y'all on there. Hey, I recognize you. Tommy Wilson, how you doing, man? What's going on? Jane, you joining me? I thank y'all for joining me, man, checking in with me. I hope, some of what I said, registered, perked your mind up. I hope I planted some type of seed, you know. I hope I uplifted you. I hope I was able to make you think differently and see things from a different standpoint. So keep on joining me. I'm going to stay coming live to y'all because my New Year's resolution is, and your New Year's resolution is, better stand on your New Year's resolution. Those your words. Those your thoughts. That's what you said you wanted to do. You got to stand on your own New Year's resolution. Or what? You gonna confess the bold-faced lie? It's not only yourself. But if you say you believe in something higher than you, then you know that entity alone gonna hold you accountable. So continue to believe in yourself. Continue to believe that whatever you say you're gonna do, you can do and will do. All through consistency, persistency, and determination. Remember that, man. Life Coach CW back at y'all, man. Y'all take care.